Hi guys, thanks for joining us. This week we don't have a Saint of the Week, but there is a really important feast. And so we're going to tell you a little bit more about that in today's video. So this week's feast celebrates this. This week's feast is the Feast of the Holy Cross. And it's probably one of the most unusual feasts we celebrate in the church. And we don't ever really think about why that may be. Because for a very long time, and we've got these all over school, every classroom you go into, there'll be a crucifix. They're scattered all over the world. Millions of people wear them around their necks. But for a very long time, the crucifix was a really awful symbol. Crucifixion was one of the most painful ways that the Romans killed people. Crucifixion was one of the ways in which the Romans humiliated people the most. And when people were crucified, unlike Jesus, they weren't taken down from the cross. They were just left on the cross for crowds to pass by and see, as an example of their crimes, of an example of why we shouldn't mess with the Romans. Jesus had a wealthy benefactor, someone who paid for him to be taken down off the cross and buried, but otherwise he would have been left to rot. And the crucifix was a horrible symbol of pain, of death and destruction. And yet we have one hanging in every single one of the rooms in our school. And the Feast of the Holy Cross reminds us of an event that happened once the Romans turned to Christianity. A saint travelled to the Holy Land and she collected lots of relics of Jesus' life. And one of those relics that she brought back was the cross that Jesus died on. And the church has taught this for generations. We don't have that cross now, but there are relics of it, remnants of it, bits of it are left in churches across the world. And St. Clare changed our opinion of the crucifix. She changed it from something that was a symbol of destruction to what it really is, a symbol of Jesus' triumph over death. Because Jesus conquered the worst that could have happened to him, death in a most awful and pain-filled way. And those crucifixes hang in our classroom as a reminder to us that Jesus has conquered death. And that's why when people die, like with Queen Elizabeth, we know that this isn't the end, because death has been conquered. And we know now that Elizabeth will be reunited with her Father in heaven. The crucifix has changed from a symbol of destruction and despair to a symbol of victory and hope. So whenever you go into a classroom and you see that crucifix, remind yourself of what it stands for and why we should rejoice rather than feel despair. Have a great week. Goodbye.